Busho again, and today I'm going to show you how to diagnose a steering wheel shake on your vehicle. Let's start with a test drive. As you can see, when the vehicle's moving, there's a constant shake from the wheel. While it may not look like much movement, it's very easy to feel while driving. There are two common types of wheel shake. A constant shake when the vehicle's moving. It's not uncommon for it to begin over a certain speed. Then there's a shake when braking. A shake when braking is usually an issue with the brake system. The most common cause is warped rotors. Warped rotors are usually caused by stuck slide pins or a stuck caliper piston. Either will cause the pads not to release when the brake pedal is released. The pad's constant contact with the rotors when not braking causes them to overheat and warp. There's a theory that rotor warpage is a myth, and what actually happens is worn brake pad material, which would normally dissipate as brake dust, bakes itself onto the hot surface of the rotor unevenly during heavy braking. No matter which theory you believe, the end result is the same. The rotor surface is uneven and they need to be replaced to solve the issue. If you have a constant shake in the wheel when driving without applying the brakes, it usually indicates a wheel balance, tire, or suspension component problem. To begin, get the vehicle up on jack stands. Now the first thing you want to check for is play in the ball joints. So you can grab the tire on the top and the bottom, try wiggling them back and forth. In this case I had nothing. Then you want to check the tie rods. Put your hand on the left and right, try to wiggle. And I'm not getting any movement. The slight movement you saw was the steering rack and steering wheel moving back and forth, and not slop in the steering system. If you have movement from top to bottom, check the ball joints and suspension bushings. If you have movement from left to right, check the steering components. If you have movement up and down and left to right, check the wheel bearings. Repeat this process on the passenger side. Since there's no slop in the suspension components, it's time to check the rim and tire for balance issues. Remove the wheel covers if your vehicle has them. Now you want to check your wheel weights. What's usually done is there's a weight on each side of the rim. Here's the weight on this side. It's present, so that's good. You also want to make sure that it's not broken and part of it didn't break off. This one's complete. Let's check the other side. Just going to rotate the wheel until I see it. There it is. Here's your other wheel weight. It's also complete. It's there and it's not broken off. Now how to tell if a wheel weight's come off is, just look at the rim, and if you see any spot that's unusually clean, that's cleaner than the rest of the rim, chances are that's where your weight came off. You also want to check for irregularities on the tires. A bubble in the sidewall or tread area, for example, indicates the tire will need to be replaced. These irregularities can also cause the wheel to become out of balance, which causes the steering wheel to shake. Also inspect the other side. Just look at the bottom of the tire and rotate it to inspect it. And last but not least, inspect the tread of the tire for any irregularities. Repeat the process on the passenger side. Now you want to check if your rim's bent. You could do this by slowly rotating the wheel and just looking at the edge, both on the outside and on the inside, but I have a much quicker way of identifying a bent rim. Start the vehicle up. We're already off the ground on our jack stands. And then shift into drive. And and slowly release the brake. Be very careful with this method. Make sure the vehicle is supported properly and that the drive wheels are off the ground. In this case, this is a front-wheel drive vehicle, so you want the parking brake applied for safety. Putting wheel chocks on the rear wheels isn't a bad idea either. If you have a four-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive vehicle, it may be quicker and easier to swap each front wheel for the spare and test drive the vehicle until the shake goes away. Or you can inspect the rims by hand. I'll show you that later in the video. Now be very careful not to get your hands caught in the rim. Now just take a good look at the edge of the rim for any instability. The outside's good. Now I'm going to look on the inside. Going nice and smooth. Now I'm going to check the other side. I think we found our problem wheel. You can see how the rim is moving in and out, and it's not remaining stable like it was before. Let's check the inside. And it's even worse. You can clearly see the wobble in the rim. This rim will need to be replaced. A dented rim can also cause permanent damage to the tire mounted on it, so don't be surprised if it will also have to be replaced. This was the case with the front tire on this vehicle. Luckily, the tires were overdue for replacement anyway. The most common cause for a bent rim or damaged tire is hitting a pothole or curb at speed. Now after you're done, it's very important to apply the brakes slowly and shift into park. So now that I know the passenger side wheel is the issue, and I've seen it with the wheels rotating, let's see if I could find it by eye. Just focus your eye in one spot, slowly rotate the wheel, and look for any irregularity. Right there. See right there? That actually looks like where it got hit. There's a little paint rubbed off. There's a flat spot right here. Oh, there it is, right there. From here to here. After you've found the problem wheel, swap it out for the spare and go out for a test drive. After I did on this vehicle, the wheel shake was gone. Here's the rim off the vehicle. Hopefully you can see it more clearly right here. The rim is nice and rounded, then all of a sudden from here to here, you can see it's dinged in. Here you can see the same thing. It's nice and round, nice and round. You get to right here. Between here and here, it's also dinged in.